Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is George Holland Sr., recently inducted into the Charles Houston Bar Association Hall of Fame. George, what do you consider to be, when you look back over your long career, over 50 years in the practice of law, your greatest accomplishment?
Just surviving as a black lawyer. I believe, and I'm sure that I can have others who will support me. It seems that in any profession that we get in, we have to be more careful. We have to be better than the other side people for whatever reason. We're held under close scrutiny, but it's kind of difficult to say that there's one thing or that was outstanding or that was in your life that stands out as something that really was important to you. But it was always my belief that I had to help my people in any way I could, because most of us were raised under very difficult conditions. You know, my mother raised me single parent, and she had no education for the most part. I think she went to the fourth grade. But she always had high expectations of me.
And high expectations are key to the development of any, especially black person.
That's right. That's right. And so, if you don't do it for yourself, maybe you can do it for someone else, especially your parent. If your parent, excuse me, made sacrifices for you, then you have to remember that, and you have to try to honor that. So I'm saying that we have so much to do in our communities. We need so much assistance that's unbelievable. And we don't take education as serious as we should, because the one thing they can't take away from you is your ability to get educated.
That is true.
And education can change many things for you. Just a basic education. So you gotta pay attention to that. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money to get educated. But that's something that you need to address the issues that face you in this life, in this world. So I'm saying to young people, get your education. You know, I mean, you can't be a point guard unless you're 6'8". You can't be a lineman unless you're 300 pounds.
And
I'm saying that, but you can get your education, and you can be the boss of those people and owner of those companies and those businesses and those teams. Education can do that for you. That's what you got to remember. The people who got the education run everything for the most part.
And as Malcolm X said, education is our passport to the future. Tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. George, you have any thoughts? A lot of things going on here in Alameda County. Any thoughts about the DA's potential recall? Any thoughts about that? Or you just rather pass on that?
Well, I was listening to the mayor, and she was asked a question about the Israeli-Hamas war, and the city council had taken a position on that. And so she was asked a question about what did she want to say about that unfortunate occurrence, and she kept saying there's crime in Oakland. So some questions you got to avoid trying to answer, because you're gonna say things that are not going to be accepted by some people. But I'm saying that Oakland has so many issues that Oakland has to address. The issue of the mayor, and unfortunately the recall campaign against Pamela Price, a person who I know. And I just it bothers me, and I don't really want to be involved in those kinds of issues, because you need to make sure that you get into a position, especially one of influence in politics, that you're able to try to do what's good for the community. Mm-hmm. That's your most important concern. And most politicians should be one-termers, because if you do what you're supposed to do, you're only going to last a term. They're going to get rid of you, because some people are going to be angry with you for trying to do things that you know are right. So I'm saying that's a tough question, Bob.
It's a tough question, and
I don't want to answer it.
Hey, you sound just like a lawyer. You don't want to answer the question, which is okay, but I'll answer the question. I am not in favor of Pamela Price being recalled at this point. I have not seen anything yet, although something may come that would indicate that she should, in fact, be recalled. And that's a bold statement to make, but I make it based on my own consciousness.
Well, yes, I can understand that. I mean,
But I tell you what, I am thoroughly disappointed with this mayor of Oakland, a person who fired, first thing on the job, who fired the police chief, had no plans to replace him or what to do afterwards, and things have just been gone. The city's just totally out of control.
I mean, it's unbelievable that we're in the situation that we're in.
And it didn't have to be. We're going to have to go to break, unfortunately, so don't touch that remote. Put it down. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and you can see I'm a little upset, but that's okay. And my guest is George Holland, a recent member of the Charles Houston Bar Association Hall of Fame. We will be right back.